So today I'm going to be talking about my bookish pet peeves, the thing about books that annoy me the most. Half of these are probably irrational, half of these you probably don't understand, but these are the ones that annoy me, make me really angry, and make me want to rip my hair out and throw my books across the room. Obviously these are just my opinions, they do not in any way affect yours. If you like some of these bookish pet peeves, then that's fine, but these are just personally things that bug me. So my first bookish pet peeve is insta-love. Now I'm talking about when two characters meet for the first time and then they fall in love within the span of like a couple of days. And I'm not just talking about like crush love or like insta attraction, no, I'm talking about insta full-on blown out love, where they're already discussing their future together, how many children they're going to have, where they're going to get married, kind of love. These two characters barely know each other, however they're confessing their undying attraction, love for each other that will always last, and it just annoys the hell out of me. These two people need to sit the fuck down and be told what love is, and it doesn't work this way. Because most likely they're not, after their story ends, they're most likely going to end up divorced and happily angry because they barely knew each other when they got married. Speaking of love, another one of my bookish pet peeves is love triangles. A lot of YA books, especially I'm finding YA trilogies, have love triangles, and they are quite simply frustrating and unrealistic and make me really mad. They sort of became a thing when Twilight happened and we had the infamous Twilight love triangle, and then every YA book ever decided that in order for their book to be popular, they needed to have a love triangle. Luckily that is dying down a little bit, however I do still come across the occasional love triangle, and most of the time it's done terribly and makes me want to cry. There are a couple exceptions to this. The Summer I Turned Pretty series has a fantastic love triangle, which I absolutely love. Another one is the Clockwork Princess series by Cassandra Clare. Again, another fantastic love triangle. So sometimes love triangles can be done fantastically, but most of the time, as I said, they're not. They're unrealistic. The main character usually, most of the time, 99% of the time, is a girl, and she has two very hot guys that she just can't choose between, and she doesn't know which one she loves, even though it's normally painstakingly obvious from the start of who she's going to choose, and the other one realistically doesn't stand a chance. However, of course, they're still going to have their kisses in between with the other character anyway. The main character will complain so much in between choosing two hot guys that she just loves so much, and she just can't choose. Bitch, calm the fuck down, alright? You know in your heart which one you like better, so just choose that and save us all the misery. Another bookish pet peeve of mine is amnesia, when characters forget important things. This generally can happen for multiple of reasons, whether it's a car accident or some sort of other accident, whether it's dystopian society taking around the characters' memories, whatever the reason, when characters forget their certain memories. I understand that most of the time the characters can't help this. That's happened to them and they have to deal with it. But still, it annoys me. When I've gone through so much for a character and then suddenly they forget all that, but it's what made me love the character and made me love the surrounding characters, and the character just suddenly forgets all of it, it makes me feel like I was cheated. Then you have to go through the annoying spiel of the character like trying to regain the memories, or even worse, when characters don't even retrieve their lost memories and they will never remember them. So when a character goes to lose their memory, can we just say, just don't get into that car accident, don't fall for the dystopian society, just don't. Another bookish pet peeve of mine is when characters change big things about themselves, whether it's their appearance or their name. I'm looking at you, Selena, or now Aline, or whatever the fuck your now name is, which I can't pronounce, so thank you for that. You've gotten to know this character for 2 or 3 or however many books, and then suddenly out of nowhere the character just wants to change their name like that, and you're meant to be okay with that? Well, guess what, bitch, I am not okay with this. This was your name, deal with it and accept your name. When characters change such a big part of themselves, it just annoys me. Like, I knew that character like that. Like, I guess they can change their hair color or cut their hair or whatever, but it's still gonna piss me off. I mean, it's your life. You can change your name to Rose or Lily or Tree, whatever, but I'm still gonna be annoyed about it because you didn't ask my permission first. And I got to know you as your name, and then you just want to change it on me, and it's going to be confusing AF for me. Another thing that annoys me that might be hypocritical, because it's what I'm doing in the video, is but when characters whinge so much. I'm not talking about the occasional whinge, especially when a character really deserves it, like that whole family has died in a perishing fire, and then now the evil person wants to kill them too and is coming after them. Like, sure, then definitely the character has a right to whinge. But when they're just whinging for no particular reason because it's a boy doesn't love them back, or they're having troubles with their best friend and they just go on and on and on, like, listen, bitch, I didn't come here to listen about your problems, alright? I already have my own problems, so I don't want to read pages and pages and pages of you whinging about your Oh So Perfect Life because it's got like a B on a test. It's annoying and ain't nobody got time to read about that. My next bookish pet peeve is cover changes. When we get 1 or 2 books within a series and then just suddenly the publisher or whoever is the mastermind behind this horrible idea decides to change the covers for the series. It's so annoying and it makes me very angry. An example of this is this, The Iron Child, right? This is the first book in a series. The second book just came out and I haven't picked it up yet, even though I liked the first book, because in the second book they changed the cover. It hasn't even been like a 2-book series yet and you decide to change the cover? I don't understand. Now I'm gonna have mismatching covers, or I have to go out and buy that first book again in the same cover, and it just annoys me to hell and makes me just want to do this. Nobody wants mismatching covers on their shelf. Nobody. So just don't do it. It makes no sense and makes me angry. Speaking of the book design, when books in a series just change sizes, like height sizes. I will show you an example of this now. I'll be setting footage here, and this is my City of Bones series, which as you can see is all completely different heights. Why? Why is this a thing? It's not just this, it's just a thing. For example, you can probably see here my Vampire Academy series. Hopefully you can. I've got the first 3 books little and then the last 3 big. Why? Why is this like this? This is the same series. Why can't we have it the same height? I don't want to look at my shelves and see these mismatching heights. It's annoying and it makes me want to cry myself to sleep at night. Another bookish pet peeve of mine is series that go on and on and on and on and on. Those series that just do not end and they go on for no particular reason and they end up being horrible. I'm thinking of a particular series as I talk about this, and that is the House of Night series. I was really enjoying that series, but then shit started happening and the series just went on and on and on and on and it just didn't finish. Stupid stuff started happening, the plot began to make no sense, things were just happening to continue the story on. I think the main character died like 3 times. Spoiler alert, but I don't even care because honestly don't read that series because it goes on for too long. Currently I think there are 13 books out in the series or something ridiculous like that. And see, I have this thing where if I start a series, I need to finish it. And I hate that series now, but I have it on my shelf and I need to finish it. And so I have 10 or so books in the series, but I need to buy those last couple of books in order to finish the series because I can't borrow them to the library because the library ain't dumb enough to get the books in. And so I'm gonna have to buy them just to get rid of them after I finish because I hate that series and it takes up so much space on my shelf and I just hate them. First world problems, I know, but still. Don't ruin a perfectly good series by dragging it on and on. It just makes me hate it and makes me hate you, the author. Sorry, not sorry. Another thing that annoys me is fairy books, specifically YA fairy books, because I'm yet to really find some good YA fairy books. There have been some exceptions to this, mainly The Darkest Part of the Forest by Holly Black, but realistically, I'm yet to find some really good YA fairy books apart from that one. I want to find some great YA fairy books because I used to love fairies when I was younger. Fairies were these magical creatures for me, so now that I'm grown up, I'd like to read about them, discover people's worlds and own mythology about them. However, the few fairy series that I have read have always been the same shit over and over and over again. They will have the same premise, the same storyline, the same characters, the same stupid love triangles, the same everything. Most of the time they're boring, predictable, and just the same shit just put out and out and again. Do YA fairy authors just read everyone else's works and man, I really like that. Let's write my book like that and just copy the exact same thing. If I have to read about another summer court in a YA fairy book, I will literally rip my hair out. The last bookish pet peeve that I wanted to talk about today, because there are so many more I could talk about, but I'm just going to limit down to a few because I don't want this video to be too long and for you to hate me because I've dissed everything that you love, is doggy earring. When people get a book and instead of using a bookmark or whatever they have around their house, they get the page and they bend it and then that's their bookmark, the book itself, and it annoys me. I can't control what you do with your books, so if you do this to your books, that's fine. But if I'm lending you out my book and I get it back and there are doggy ear crease marks in my book that I lent to you, bitch, we're gonna have a problem. If you don't have a bookmark, then there are so many other things you can use. Little pieces of scrap. You can even use another book. I've done this before. Look, say you're up to here, you can't find anything to put in it. There, another book. There is no excuse to doggy ears other people's books if they don't want them to be doggy eared. Just don't do it. So yeah, these are my bookish pet peeves. I didn't want to offend anyone in this video. I really hope that I haven't. It was just meant to be a fun, light-hearted video, kind of whinging and talking about the bookish pet peeves that annoy me and get me irrationally angry, as you probably saw. If you love the Love Triangles or the House of Night series, that's completely fine. They're just things that personally make me want to rip my hair out and cry myself to sleep at night. Let me know in the comments below what are some of your bookish pet peeves, and like this video if you liked it, subscribe if you'd like to see more book related videos from me, and I'll see you next time. Okay, bye!